Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the class. As you remember that we have started the chapter expansion. Also we have seen the square identities which we used in our first exercise. If I remind you once, that is a plus b whole square. We have seen a minus b whole square. We have seen a plus b plus c whole square. Also we have seen a square minus b square. These four identities we have seen. Now today we are going to start with our next exercise, and as I told you earlier that in our next exercise we are going to see the cube identity. Cube means that here we are again having two terms. We are taking a binomial a plus b and we are going to cube it. So we are going to see the cube identity a plus b whole cube, what it is. It is, if we expand this term, since the chapter is expansion, if we expand this term, it will give you a cube plus b cube plus 3 into a into b into a plus b. This is the identity. Now if you see right hand side, we have a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. Here all the terms, they are in multiplication, 3 into a plus b. So this is the identity for a plus b. Now if I write the identity for a minus b whole cube, here we are having two terms with plus sign between them. Here we are having two terms with minus sign between them. So what is identity? It goes like this: a cube minus b cube minus 3ab a minus b. You see everything is same except this sign, a cube minus b cube minus 3ab a minus b. Okay. Now if I tell you one thing, is that these two identities we have seen, that is a plus b whole cube and a minus b whole cube. Now we are going to see our next identity, but before that you should see a difference, which is, if I write a plus b whole cube, this means I am adding, first I am adding these two terms a plus b, and then I am doing the cube thing, or I am applying the power 3. Now if somewhere is written a cube plus b cube, can you see the difference? Some of you actually do not see any difference. You write the same, you take it, or you actually take it as same, but it is actually different. Here you are, this first you are cubing the term a, you are writing a term a and then you are putting the power 3, and plus then you are taking another term b and then you are cubing it and you are adding them both. So you see these two are not equal, like a plus b whole cube and a cube plus b cube. These two are not equal. These two are different things. Left hand side, if you all see, left hand side we are adding the two terms and then we are cubing it. Here we are cubing them separately and then we are adding. So can you see the difference between the two? Same goes with the part 2 or whatever, same goes with any of the part. So these two identities, when we are writing a, and that's why we call it a plus b whole cube. Now we are going to see the third identity, which is a cube plus b cube. Can you see the difference? Here is, it is a plus b whole cube, whereas in the third identity we have a cube plus b cube. Okay, so the formula for this is, in one bracket we write a plus b. Okay, in another bracket we write a square plus b square minus ab. Okay, so the identity for a cube plus b cube is a plus b in one bracket into a square plus b square minus ab in the other bracket, and you see these two brackets are in multiplication. Okay, now similarly if we write the identity for a cube minus b cube, here we are actually subtracting the two cube terms, a cube minus b cube, and this identity is a minus b in one bracket, and second bracket we have a square plus b square plus ab. All the terms are in plus in the second bracket. So I think you all are clear with all the four identities here. What we have written, it is a plus b whole cube, a minus b whole cube, and here we have a cube plus b cube and a cube minus b cube. One more thing I think which you should know, there is one more identity. Simply, if you have for three terms, if you have a plus b, not the three terms, we are not cubing it, we are having a separate identity as a plus b plus c in one bracket, and we in another bracket we have a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. You see, this is our LHS. In one bracket it is a plus b plus c, another bracket it is a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca, and if this is there somewhere written, this will be equals to a cube plus b cube plus c cube, okay, minus 3abc. Okay, so you remember this fourth identity. This we are going to use in one question to simplify, but these four are very important to solve the next exercise, that is the cube identities. And now let's begin with the question. The questions are going to be easy. We just have to remember the identities and we have to expand the given question using the suitable identity. Okay, let's take a question from the exercise. Here we have a question given 5x minus 3y whole cube. It is written that they are asking you to expand this term using the suitable identity. So if I ask you, we are having two terms, 5x minus 3y and the power 3. So of course we are going to use the cube identity, but which one? Here we are having the minus sign, that means we are going to use the second identity, which is a minus b whole cube. So if I ask you to find the value of a, as we did in the last exercise, or we always do, like at the place of a we have 5x, isn't it? And at the place of b, what do we have? 3y. So now if we have compared the values of a and b, it is easy for us to put the values in the identity. So if I write the identity for you all once, that the identity which we are going to use is a minus b whole cube. Is it clear? Because here we have minus sign. Now what, according to the identity, what is the right hand side? A cube plus b cube, oh sorry, a, since it is minus, so it's a cube minus b cube minus, in minus identity we have all the terms in minus or negative terms, we have all the terms in with minus sign. A cube minus b cube minus 3ab and a minus b. Is it clear? This is what the identity we have learned. Now we are going to use the identity and expand the given term. If I write the left hand side, a at the place of a, what do we have? 5x. So it is 5x minus b, what do we have? 3y and the power 3. So now you see the left hand side is exactly our question. So we have to expand this according to the identity. Now right hand side will give you a cube. What is our a? 5x, and we have to do the cube. So it is 5x, which is our a, and cube, minus b. What is our b? 3y and the cube. Okay. Now after that, minus all the terms, as I told you, are in multiply. So we are going to write them one by one. 3 into a is 5x. 3 into 5x. This is multiply into b. b is what? Into b is what? 3y. 3y. 3 into a into b, and then what? Into a minus b. So I am going to write it here. A. What is our a? 5x. What is our b? 3y. Is it clear, everyone? We have kept the values of a and b. This is L. Left hand side we have kept the values, and right hand side we have kept the values of a and b using the identity. Now as we have kept all the values, we are going to simplify. Left hand side is going to be the same. 5x minus 3y whole cube is equals to, now right hand side if you see, as we have learned in square, whatever is written and we have 5x to the power cube, that means we have to cube the number as well as we have to cube the variable. Now what is the cube of 5? It is 125. If you know, the cube of 5 means 5 into 5 into 5. So it is 125, and what is the cube of x? That is x cube minus, as it is. Now 3 cube will give you 27. What is y cube? That is simply y cube. Okay. Now minus. As I've told you that here are the terms. First we are going to multiply, and then we are going to handle this. Okay. Let's see. Now 3 into 5 will be 15, and 15 into 3 will be 45. Okay. And x into y. Also with this we have this bracket and multiplication. So I am going to write this bracket as it is, 5x minus 3y. Okay, what next thing you can do is we are going to multiply this 45xy with this bracket one by one, and this is the left hand side which is going to be same. I am not writing it again. Now here it is 125x cube minus 27y cube minus. Now okay, one more thing before I write this minus sign. We are actually going to open the bracket. You see 45xy is in multiplication with this bracket, so we are going to open the bracket, and when we open the bracket we are going to use, or we are going to open the bracket with minus sign also. So it is simply minus plus minus. 45 into 5 will give you 225. Okay, and xy into x. So x into x will give you x square, and y as it is. Is it clear? Now minus minus plus. 45 into 3. I think it is 90. 5 is 15. 5 1. 135. Okay. And then we have xy into y. So y into y will give you y square. X is alone, so it will be x y square. Is it clear how we have opened the bracket? So this is going to be our answer, 5x minus 3y whole cube. Okay. So this is how we have used identity and expanded the given term. Now let's see a different question. Next question, let's take this one. 2x plus 1 upon 3x whole cube. Okay, this is our next question. So first thing, if I ask you, if you see the question, which identity should be used? Yes, it is a plus b whole cube. Is it clear? Now before we use the identity, I hope you know the identity now. It's a plus b whole cube. It's simply a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. Before that, let's compare the values. A, what is our a? 2x. What is our b? It is 1 upon 3x. Is it clear now? Like at the place of a we will put 2x. At the place of b we will put this whole value, which is 1 upon 3x. So let me write the identity first. A plus b whole cube is equals to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. So this is the identity which we are going to use. Let's put the values. In LHS, if you put the value, what is our a? A is simply 2x plus b is what? 1 upon 3. This whole term will be our b. So it is 1 upon 3x whole cube. And if you see the left hand side is similar to our question. That means this is what we have to expand. And how are we going to expand? We are going to use the right hand side according to the identity. Okay. Now right hand side, a cube. A cube. What is our a? 2x. So a is our 2x and we have to cube it. That means 2x whole cube plus b cube. What is our b? This whole thing, 1 upon 3x. b is in fraction. A is 2x and b is 1 upon 3x whole cube. A cube plus b cube plus 3 into a into b. 3 into a. A is 2x. So it's simply 2x into b is 1 upon 3x. 1 upon 3x into a plus b. So I am going to write it here. It is simply 2x plus 1 upon 3x, because our a is 2x plus b is what? 1 upon 3x. Okay. Left hand side we are going to write like that. I am not writing. So let us simplify the right hand side. See, it is 2x whole cube. That means we have to cube it, and when we cube the number, 2 cube will give you 8. X cube will give you simply x cube plus the second term. Here it is fraction, numerator upon denominator, and then the part 3. You have learned we have to do the cube of the numerator as well as the denominator. So 1 cube will be 1 exactly. And what about the denominator? 3 cube will be 27, and x cube will give you simply x cube. Okay. Now plus we have to multiply these terms and multiply this whole bracket. But before that, if you see, this 3 and this 3, they are in divide, so we can cancel them. Also we can cancel this x and this x. So we are left with 2 into 1, that is simply 2, and then into this bracket, which is 2x plus 3x. Is it clear? So now one thing you need to check here, although not many of you are doing this, but some of you do this. What you do, as I have cancelled this x and this x here, because they are in divide, you cancel x and x from here. You cannot cancel because these two terms are not in divide, or they are not in multiplication, they are with plus sign. You cannot cancel 2x plus 3x if written. You cannot cancel x. It is absolutely wrong. So if it is written like that, 2x 3x, but not with the plus sign, if it is written with the multiply sign, then you can say that this x and this x is in divide and you can cancel. But if it is with plus sign, or if it is with minus sign, you cannot cancel. These are two different terms. First term is 2x, second term is 3x. So you need to be careful with this thing. Okay. And here we have, if we simplify further, it is simply 8x cube plus 1 upon 27x cube plus. Now we have to open the bracket with 2 only, because rest of the things are cancelled. So if you open the bracket, 2 into 2 will give you 4 and x. Now plus plus plus, you need to be very careful when you are opening the bracket or multiplying. You need to be very careful with the signs. Okay. Now if you see, this 2 will be multiplied in the numerator. So 2 into 1 will be 2, and upon what do we have? 3x. So this is going to be our answer. That means the expansion of this term will be this. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us take the second question. Next question is, if I take one more of this type, 1 upon 2x minus 2 upon 3y whole cube. See, these type of questions are, you need to practice a lot. With the signs, you need to practice how are we going to use the identity, because this is the base. You know, these 4 years of class 9, 10th, 11th and 12th are crucial years, and you need to clear your base. So you need to practice a lot. Okay. So here, if I am going to apply the identity, first we have to choose which identity we are going to apply. Since it is minus here between the terms, so we are going, of course, we are going to use a minus b whole cube. We have to compare the terms. What is our a? It is 1 upon 2x. What is our b? That is 2 upon 3y. Again, I have to tell you one thing, is that although some of us are already knowing it, but for those who are not knowing it, if I write 1 upon 2x, okay, or we can say it is similar to the term, as you see, x into 1 will give you x upon 2. So whether we write x upon 2 or standard, in according to the standards, if we write 1 upon 2x, these two are same. So don't get confused that these two are different. It is x by 2 only if you multiply x into 1 upon 2. So, and same, it is 2y upon 3. Okay. Now let us apply the identity, but before, let me write the identity. A minus b whole cube is simply a cube minus b cube minus 3ab a minus b. Okay, now you are having a lot of identities, square identities, cube identities. It would be better if you all write the identities on a piece of paper and you stick those identities where you study. Even if you are not studying those paper, as I always ask you all in the class, that just carry the paper whenever you go, wherever you go, you know, just carry the paper, so that whenever you feel like reading or whenever you get free time, you read those identities, because these should be learned by heart, you know, these should be learned by heart. You need to learn these identities. A minus b whole cube is equals to a cube minus b cube minus 3ab a minus b. Now let us keep the values. What is our a if we compare? A is this whole term, that is 1 upon 2x or x by 2, as I've told you. So if I write 1 upon 2x minus b 2 upon 3y, or simply 2y upon 3, and the whole cube. Now right hand side is a cube. What is our a? 1 upon 2x and the whole cube. Is it clear? Minus b. What is our b? 2 upon 3y. 2 upon 3y. This is our b and we have to cube it. Minus 3 into a. A is 1 upon 2x into b. B is what? 2 upon 3y into a minus b. Again a minus b. A is simply 1 upon 2x minus b is 2 upon 3y. Is it clear? Just now we just have kept the values of a and b using the identity. Now let us simplify. As you know, LHS is going to be the same. Now RHS, we have to cube the number as well as we have to cube the variable. Now if you see, 1 cube will be 1 upon 2 cube will be 8. So it is 1 upon 8 x cube. Is it clear? Minus 2 upon 3y whole cube. So we will cube the numbers, we will cube the variables. 2 cube will be 8 upon, because it is in divide now, 3 cube will be 27 y cube. So this is our second term. Minus, what is our third term? We have to multiply these terms, but we see if anything is getting cancelled. You see this 3 and this 3, they are in divide and they are, this is in numerator, this is in denominator. So we can cancel them, this 3 and this 3. Is it clear? Now this 2 and this 2 we can cancel because they are in divide. Now we are left with x and y. So we will write it first, xy. Also we have this term which is 1 upon 2x minus 2 upon 3y. Is it clear? Now since we are almost done, so we just open the bracket. 1 upon 8 x cube minus 8 upon 27 y cube. We will open the bracket with xy. Also we will be careful with the sign. Now this minus and this is plus, it will be minus simply. Now if I multiply numbers, you need to multiply first, you will multiply the signs, then you multiply the numbers and then you multiply the variables. This is how it would be easy to check all the things. So sign we have multiplied. Now numbers, there is only one number that in fraction, that is 1 upon 2. Now x y into x, so x into x will be x square and then y. Is it clear? Now we'll multiply this minus xy with the second term. Minus minus will give you plus. There is only one fraction, 2 upon 3. xy into y will be x y square, because y into y will be y square. So this is what your expansion of the second question which we have taken. I hope it is clear. You need to practice these type of questions so you will be fluent, and then in solving these questions also you need to learn the identities. Okay, this is next question. Here it is given in the question, if 3x minus 2y equals to 5. This is what the information they have given. Also, and x into y they have given as 6. The value of xy is 6. So you have to find the value of 27x cube minus 8y cube. You have to find it. Okay, now if we see, it is obvious now that which identity we are going to use. Of course the cube identity, since it is asking for the cube. Okay, and to get this value, see, as I have told you that whatever information is given and whatever we need to calculate, we will use identity in which all three terms should come, so that we will keep the values, or we will put the values of these two terms and we will calculate the value of this third term. So which identity we are supposed to use it? First thing, now we have simplified that we are supposed to use the cube identity. Now cube identity, and if you see here we are having minus, here we are having a minus, so it will give you idea now that we are going to use the cube identity with minus sign, or a minus b whole cube. For you, if I write the identity a minus b whole cube is a cube minus b cube minus 3ab, and it is a minus b, isn't it? Now for that, what should we do? This identity we are going to use. Now if you see the question, it is this information. So if I take this term, this first information, that is 3x minus 2y equals to 5. This is the information given. What if I cube both sides? So when I cube it, or if I am cubing it both sides, this LHS will give you this whole cube, isn't it? And RHS will be cube of 5. Now as we are cubing the both sides, whatever we do on the left hand side, we have to do the same thing in the right hand side. So we are cubing it. Now if you see the left hand side, we are getting this thing a minus b whole cube. That means left hand side we can apply this identity. So simply we are going to apply the identity. If I compare, what is a, it is 3x, what is our b, it is simply 2y. So let us compare, let us solve. It is according to a minus b whole cube. If we expand this according to our identity, it should be a cube. So our a is 3x and cube. Is it clear? Are you all getting this? See, we are cubing this given term and we are having this 3x minus 2y whole cube. So if you see, this left hand side of the whatever we have written is exactly similar to this identity. That means we can expand this term using this identity. So that's how we are going to expand the term. So what can we write when we are expanding it? It is simply this. That means a cube. What is our a? It is 3x. So we have to cube it. That is 3x whole cube minus b cube. What is our b? 2y. It is our b and we have to cube it. This is cube minus 3 into a is 3x into b. What is our b? It is 2y into a minus b. So a is 3x minus b is 2y. So it is 3x minus 2y. So left hand side we have expanded our left hand side using the suitable identity is equals to right hand side we have 5 cube. 5 cube means again 5 into 5 into 5, that will be 125. So if I write it 125, this is how we have expanded our left hand side and we did our right hand side. Now we just simplify. This is 3x cube. So if you cube it, that will be 27x cube, because we cube the number, we cube the variable. 3 cube will be 27x cube minus 2y cube. 2 cube will be 8, y cube, it is simply y. Now we have to multiply these things. So minus 3 into 3 will be 9, 9 2s are 18. So it is simply 18x into y. Okay. So as I am telling you all, you need to be very careful. First, whenever we multiply, we will check with the signs. That means which signs we are multiplying. Then we will check with the number and then we will check the variable. Now we are having here 3x minus 2y. Is it clear? Now right hand side we are having 125. Okay. Now since we are supposed to calculate the value of 27x cube minus 8y cube, if you see, we are exactly getting this term when we are cubing the given information. So we have reached to the point where we are getting this term 27x cube minus 8y cube. That means this value we have to calculate. Rest of the values we have to simplify. Now if I ask you permission to rub it. Okay, now this value we have to calculate according to our question. So we are going to write it as it is because we are going to use it to calculate. Okay, now minus. Let's see the next part of the question. 18. This xy, if you see this xy which is in multiplication with 18 and with this bracket, we know the value of xy. Xy is 6. So can we put the value of xy here? Yes, it is 18 into 6. Is it clear? Into, because all the terms are in multiplication. Into, we have this. I am not putting the value here. I am just writing first so that you all can see. 3x minus 2y and equals to 125. Is it clear? Now next is 27x cube as it is, because minus 8y cube, because this we have to calculate, minus, if you multiply 108. Okay, this is the term. Now into, we have 3x minus 2y. What to do with that? We don't want it, or we just have to calculate this. Now if you see 3x minus 2y, we know the value of this term as well. This term is equals to 5. So can't we put the value of this term also? 3x minus 2y is 5. So at this place we can simply write 5, and since all of the terms are in multiplication, so we apply the sign multiply, equals to 125. See, we only have to calculate this term, so we'll be leaving the this term, and rest of the term we try to put the values. So we are getting this, we have kept the value 5, and where we were getting xy, we kept the value of 6. Now it's simple to solve now. X cube minus 8y cube minus, if you multiply, it will give you 40. 540 equals to 125. Is it clear? Now since we have to calculate the value of this thing, rest of the thing should go to that side. So 27x cube minus 8y cube, this minus 540 will go to that side and it will be plus 540. So 125 plus 540, so it will be 27x cube minus 8y cube is equals to, if you add them, 5, 6 and 6, it should be 665. So the value of this term 27x cube minus 8y cube will be 665. Okay, so here we have seen the cube identities, and again these questions are easy to solve if you know how to apply the identity and how to expand the identities. And for that, as I tell you always, that you need to practice a lot. So I'll be giving some questions, and also you can find some of the questions from the book or from the internet, as nowadays we are having access to the internet. So you can see the questions. Also we will give you some question, and keep practicing at home and keep exploring the new things. We will meet in the next class.